ministers present here with us today, Director General and Acting Director General, members of the media, and ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed a great honor and privilege for me to welcome you all on behalf of the people and the government of South Africa. We arrived during the significant month, July, when we celebrate the life and times of our founding president, Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela. It is through the legacy he has left us that we will pursue reforms to challenge chronic poverty, growing inequality, conflict and sectarian wars that we continue to witness in the face of adversity. By so doing, we will be collectively contributing in the promotion of justice, freedom, racial tolerance, and uphold human rights. I'm sure this is all we have ever wished for humanity. It is former President Mandela's spirit that epitomizes the democratic, non-sexist, non-racial, all-inclusive society we seek to build. Working with you, our partners in development, we have made this task a lot easier for us. A report entitled, "I Believe I Can Make a Difference," by the Charities Aid Foundation, has found that giving and volunteering, which are important expressions of humanity and citizenship, are already widely evidenced across Africa. The report further finds that initiatives like International Mandela Day in South Africa are illustrative of a concerted interest and effort in cultivating a caring society which promotes active citizenship and social cohesion. The findings of this report are echoed by the National Perceptions Audit conducted by Brand South Africa, which finds that South Africa's pride level stands at 80%, active citizenship level at 68%, and social cohesion level at 73%. 53% of citizens surveyed indicated that they would like to contribute to social programs, although they may not have the time and resources to do so, which a further 20% indicated that are willing to contribute to programs that help others. We We are certain and hopeful that through our standing, warm and valued relations, our bilateral relations can continue to move from strength to strength. Your Excellencies, your arrival to our country came at an opportune time and on the back of very important developments in our role in global governance. Earlier this year, we accepted and assumed the chair of the largest coalition of developing countries in the UN, the group of 77 called G77+1. Just last month, our government successfully hosted the 25th African Union Summit under the theme Year of Women Empowerment and Development towards Africa's Agenda 2063. This has laid a firm foundation for the mainstreaming of the empowerment of women within the AU, given the practical resolutions that were adopted and programs launched, such as the AU Gender Scorecard. Your Excellencies, we have enormously improved on our provision of health care services, as demonstrated by our country having met the UN's Millennium Development Goal 6 by reducing the spread and infection rate of HIV and AIDS, according to a new report released by the Joint United Nations Program on HIV and AIDS. Ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies, you have arrived in our country in the middle of a lot of work being undertaken to reconstruct and further develop our country, reversing the legacy of apartheid underdevelopment. We have arrived in our country in the middle of a lot of many developments that our country is undertaking and programs. Since the adoption of the National Infrastructure Plan in 2012, which laid the blueprint for the transformation of our economic landscape, we have embarked on a massive infrastructure rollout drive. Through this infrastructure rollout plan, we will create a significant number of jobs and provide much needed skills, and also strengthening the delivery of basic services. We are giving priority to the delivery of basic services such as electricity, water, sanitation, and housing. We continue to pursue the development of an energy mix, as energy security is critical to economic growth and social development. We will construct 6 dams over the course of the next 10 years to meet long-term water and sanitation needs. We will soon be issuing licenses for the exploration of shale gas drilling through hydraulic fracturing or fracking. According to the recent estimates, South Africa has 8 shale gas reserves in the world, and the Karoo is believed to be holding up to 390 trillion cubic feet of recoverable gas reserves. It is this government's hope that we, together with your respective governments, will find practical opportunities to enhance the economic opportunities the shale gas sector has to present. Your Excellencies, we are also determined to see through much-needed infrastructure development programs at continental level, which will integrate African economies. The opening of the new BRICS Development Bank in Shanghai has been a major development in global finance. South Africa will host the new Development Bank's African Regional Center, which will also serve as a new source of funding for much-needed infrastructure development projects in Africa. We also remain committed to our continental obligations and continental bodies such as SADC and the AU. We have to steer the AU region to new levels of peace, security, political stability, and good governance since taking over the chairpersonship of the organ in August 2014. We do, however, realize that we still faced with a number of challenges which seek to reverse the progress the continent has made. The illicit financial outflow of funds out of the continent through fraudulent activities to the tune of $50 billion a year, as reported to the Pan-African Parliament a few months ago. This challenge demands solidarity with the international communities. We also remain committed in calling for the fast tracking of reforms of multilateral bodies such as the UN Security Council and international financial institutions in the form of the World Bank, IMF, and WTO. Your Excellencies, South Africa is open for business, and we are part of a growing continent. 9 of the world's fastest growing economies are on the continent of Africa. We look forward to ongoing sound economic relations with your respective countries. We welcome you once more to our country and trust that your stay will be a fulfilling and productive one. Do remember that South Africa is a world in one country. In this regard, please ensure that you explore the country during your stay and visit as many provinces as possible to sample our hospitality and enjoy the culture and scenic beauty of this country of the Rainbow Nation. Thank you very much indeed.